It technically says we're live, but I'm not sure if we're live or not. Good morning. Hopefully we are live. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we are, just to confirm. There we are. Good morning. Welcome to today's live stream. Super pumped that you're here. My name's Tyler if you're here for the first time. And wow. We're getting a lot of firsts for me here lately with the market dropping 500 points. I think that's what it was. We're going to look at that here this morning. But before we do, if you're here for the first time, like I said, my name is Tyler. And during the live streams, I'm going to be sharing my live trading bias. I'm going to be giving you a front row seat to all the action. I'm going to be giving you my bias on what the day may look like. And then also, if you are watching this after the fact, you can jump to the key moments using the chapter markers below of all the trades that I've taken, along with the detailed explanation of what I was thinking and why. And most likely it's going to be only one, maybe two trades. We're not going to really go crazy here today. But lastly, if you're looking to take your trading to the next level, Apex is having an 80% off sale that ends in 2 days. It ends here Wednesday night at midnight. 80% off. You can use the code DTJ to get 80% off your next eval account. I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat here so you guys can see the code there. And go ahead and use that code. All I ask is if you use Apex, consider using that code. So thank you. I greatly appreciate it. And with that, let's go ahead and open in prayer. Father, we honor you this morning. Thank you for the opportunity we have as traders to build wealth as trading. Lord, I'm grateful for all the lessons trading offers us as believers. How much you use your word to teach us that you can teach us through trading. Father, as we learn about patience and we learn about content, as we're learning about trusting your leadership, Father, I just pray that these principles would be seared in our hearts. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, folks, how we doing? Good morning. Another new week, another fresh week. As you can see on my screen, that is a massive drop. I mean, you really can't tell the gravity of how big that gap is. From where in basically 5 minutes, we went from that level down to here. In less than 5 minutes, we dropped 628 points. 600. Can you imagine somebody holding over the weekend? Somebody did this. Somebody is either extremely ecstatic or is falling apart. It's either one or the other. That's why we don't touch this with a 10-foot pole. No way. No way are we going to do anything like that. Heck no. Woo. Can you imagine the emotional roller? I mean, trading is already an emotional roller coaster as it is. Can you imagine having to do that? Wow. 628 points. But man, you do even just a single micro contract. That's $1,200 in 5 minutes on a single micro. So, pretty crazy. I did break that down into four sections. We have our lower half and our upper half right here for that new day opening gap. I also have this orange box is going to be the opening range, is the opening range gap. So we'll find out how large that's going to be. Typically, the narrative, we just had this happen last week. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see it right here. So last week, we had this giant gap right here. It was a 140 point gap from just the gap itself. So this gap is definitely 3 times as large. But we dropped that day, and then we retraced. Look where we retraced up to. I didn't realize this. But when I took my short yesterday, which I'm dropping a video on my small account challenge, I took a 40 handle win, which it could have been easily over 150 points, but I didn't do that. But it came all the way back up to the exact midpoint of Friday's range. This is something that's very, very intriguing, and I've noticed many times, is that the next day will come up to that midpoint. Now, it might not be the next day, but we're hoping that this week we are going to see price trade to the midpoint of this of Friday. I don't know why I keep getting cut out here. We'll just leave that out for right now. So if we drop a fib tool here, and you drop it to this low, and we just find the equilibrium point, we're talking somewhere around here. Now, do I think we may get up here? That's, to me, seems like a tall order considering the move. But even though, look at this, we're already green on the opening price from where we opened from. We could just see an expansion higher. And this is the thing we really need to be careful about. Higher time frame narrative, I'm for sure bearish. Higher time frame analysis, I am bearish. Do I think we're going to be bearish this week? I don't know. I could see us coming back. I had these levels marked out here. We got 5 minutes till the open, so I'm just going to focus on a couple things. Here's our February. Here's our new month opening price. So opening price today is our new month opening price. You're going to want to mark that, and you're going to want to have it on your charts for the entire month. You'll see how it references that in the future. Then we have January's opening price right here. Okay, this was January's open price from right here. You can see this was January's opening price. But there was a gap right here in price action on the monthly chart, and I wanted to see if we could use this draw on liquidity, this gap, as our target. But as you can see, we already filled it almost to the tick, pretty precisely there. And now we are bearish, or we are red again on the day. So we'll see what price wants to do here off the open. I already have our opening range gap marked. I have our new week opening gap marked. I have Asia highs, which was marked and ran. I have London lows, which has not been touched yet, and we have current low of day. We also have our midnight open, which has not been tagged yet either, which is all potential focuses for a push lower. Why don't I see the opening range? I think I'm too large. So that's what I think. I think as far as opportunities go. Let's see here. We got our 15-minute price. We got a fair value gap right here on the 15-minute. As long as we, I don't know. Let's see here. That's a BISI. We've tagged that a couple times. We've got another 15-minute right here. As long as we can close inside this 15-minute, I might be interested in the 930 model, which is in 4 minutes. Right at 930, taking an entry for a long. We'll see. There's a lot of uncertainty with that. Let's see. News. What do we got for news? Has anybody checked out the calendar yet? I forgot to put that up on my Discord. So we got 10 o'clock news, PMI manufacturing today at 10 a.m. Okay, that's good. I really would like to see this swept and a retracement before we open. That's kind of what I would like to see. But I could easily see price start moving lower right away. If this turns into a green candle, that would be really nice. We did tag the January opening price right here. January opening price is also, this is a gap in itself right here. This is a new week opening gap. I'll show you here. You can see it. There's the Tuesday. That's the new week opening gap. So we are in the new week opening gap right now. This is also another gap. I believe it's, I don't know, without actually having to move it. We got it. I don't have time right now. I need to see what happens with price here. The 930 model did not play out this morning. All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and say hi. Let's see what's going on. Northern, T-Loft, Ted, good morning. 400 handle, wide new week opening gap. Expecting aggressive push down towards the New York opens. I like lower prices overall, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a push higher here. We didn't get it right off the opening price, which is a little disappointing. Morning, Daniel, Guttenberg, Eva, Arrow, Ted, Tony, J Bass, GBK, good morning. J Money, good morning. T, Sean, good morning. Weekend was good. My wife just got back. She is back officially from Africa. So I'm enjoying her being back with the kids and everything. We're going to have big candles today, folks. We're going to have big candles today. Okay, we swept a high right here. We didn't sweep the high though. Let's see where price wants to go here. I do think it wants to move higher, but we'll see. I'm looking at the January price here, 269. Price trying to reach up to there. Got a lot of big candles here. A lot of volatility. There's a little push higher. Let's see if we can get up to that level. There we go. Nice. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was a little nervous in what I did, and I didn't share it with you guys, so I apologize. But I did take a trade on that. I took this breaker with just all this volatility. I just was not sure. And I had to go through a lot of many different emotions, but ended up taking this breaker to this high. How much did I get out of that? About 50 handles. I'll show you guys because I did that all off screen and did not disclose that to anybody. All right, there's the execution. I did it with 2 minis. So a few of these are eval accounts, so not terribly amazing because some of them were eval accounts though. So the smaller one, the $400 one, was a I only did one mini contract, and that was so that was about $400. But right now I really just want to wait till something really gives some clarity. A lot of back and forth motion right here. I'm watching this previous day low. Something that I thought was extremely... I have no bearing on how to figure out what this means. But we have this price right here. This price, this opening price right here is 21,200. Go back, look at November 18th. Go look at November 18th. I'll just show you since we're sitting here. November 18th. Did my screen just freeze? Look at November 18th. Is it the 18th or the 29th? Is the 26th maybe? Maybe it was on yeah, it was December 2nd. Maybe I was looking on a different time frame. That's the low of this expansion higher. The low of this expansion, and we opened just below that and then expanded lower. That was our opening price. It's like it needed to get below this for some algorithmic reasons. I don't know. Just, I thought that was interesting. $15-minute candle. It's closing in a minute and a half. Oh, that also was another reason. This was our first presented fair value gap. That was another reason why I considered a long. Was basically we're finding support around it. Yes, it closed beneath it, but it closed above 930. Then we closed back above it, wicked here. So there's just reason for me to say, based on these wicks, this is where I think price is going to go. Arrow, new here. Good morning. Sorry, Arrow, I was focused on a trade. Good morning. Glad you're here. Welcome. Looking forward to hanging out with you. Tell us where you're from. GBK Trading. I wish my wife could come back. Where is your wife from, GBK? My wife is from West Africa, but she just got back home, so I'm glad she did. What board game did I play? We ended up playing Risk. We played Risk. We bought the board game Risk, and my boys loved it. It was a good time. We played Risk. I will tell you that we played it twice. Not in one day, but another day my boys wanted to play it. Halfway through, I'm like, boys, I got to stop. I'm like, this is just roll dice. Kill somebody, roll dice, defeat somebody, roll dice, lose. I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right, so nice displacement after we came up into the new day opening gap. We also filled the first quarter of the opening range, or the new week opening gap. So here's the new week opening gap right here, and we filled that and then rejected it. The body is also on the 15-minute closed below the high. So this looks somewhat bearish to the downside. I don't see my model in particularly. I wanted liquidity to be grabbed. We did grab liquidity, but there's a lot of uncertainty in my book. So if I'm going to take a trade, it needs to be clear. This looks relatively clear. I like this breaker right here. That could be potential right there. We close below 930. See where price wants to go. But we got sell side here, and we got London lows down here. That's really what I would like to see try to be tagged, but I'm not going to do anything before news. So if it runs before news, then it's going to go without me. I already took my initial trade that I wanted up to the highs, which we grabbed, which I viewed that as my manipulation. So if we get continued displacement, we could get a nice move. ICT talked about the trade that I took on Friday, which he saw some things that I didn't see that was really nice. And one of the things that I need to become better at is really waiting for that retracement back up into the breaker. I took the initial breaker short, and you'll see the trade here today. I'm going to be posting a video on an update on my small account challenge where I took this trade, and I took it based on a breaker, but I took it immediately. It took an hour for it to come back up to the breaker, and that's honestly where I should have went short, was an hour later, because it then dropped like 200 handles. And I only pulled out about 45, 50. So definitely some lessons in there. We can go over it later today in between some of the trading. I see what you're saying. Gotcha, GBK. All right, so I think if we're running, it's coming down to just the sell side here, but I'm hoping that we kind of consolidate for 10 more minutes, hit this level, hit the breaker, and then displace lower. That would be nice. I'm a little concerned for my small account challenge on the volatility of these candles. I did modify my challenge to allow me to take a 20 handle stop loss because, man, last week was just horrid. I got stopped out of 3 of my 5 trades, and all 3 of them ran in my favor. Boulder Dash, I've never played that one. Arrow, you're from Mexico, not new to trading, but I was trying to find some Christian support to trading. So glad I found this channel. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I believe there is so many lessons. If you want, check out my X channel on X, or my X profile. I just posted a whole blog talking about Romans 8:28, how God works all things for the good for those who love them. I just shared that on X, and it's a great blog. Check it out. It goes into all the different aspects of really how we can view trading it in a different lens, a biblical lens, really, on how God can teach us through day trading just principles of the kingdom of heaven, what it means to live a godly life, and how God uses all things for his good to mold our character into his image. So really good. Check it out. I'm really liking how heavy we are. I really am. As soon as I want to go short, though, it's probably going to just run the other way. Yeah. So we're basically in between this gap from January's opening price and February's opening price. We're kind of consolidating in here. So we have this price leg right here. Really what I think I want to see is displacement lower. And once we get that displacement lower, I'd be more interested in taking a short. We wicked up into this fair value gap. I'm not looking for it, but that was a nice signature in price right there. But this right here is what I want to see. This is what I want to trade. I'll take this all the time. I want to get better at taking this, to be honest. But right now, I'm waiting for the news to drop. I'm not going to take anything. Ended up dropping my video on ICT's little secret model. Seems to be doing well. I hope it's helpful to the community. This is not a bad chase right here. That should hit. If you look over on the 15-minute time frame, look how we're all inside this range. This is concerning to me on trying to take a trade in one direction or the other. I've made so many mistakes doing this, guys. Recent mistakes. This is not like I've been profitable for 10 years and I'm teaching the lessons when I was a baby. No. These are recent mistakes. Trying to look down in a smaller time frame and taking a trade in this kind of stuff, it's just there's lower probability. It doesn't mean it can't work out. It's just lower probability. And I don't want to, I'm trying to get rid of that and the impulsive nature of trading. I'm getting rid of that. I want to see how it reacts, retouching the February opening price. See if it wants to push through there, if it finds resistance there. We did grab already some sell side, but let's see if it's heavy. We still have sell side down here and London lows. But like I said, we're a lot of back and forth. Look at the wicks on the 1 minute chart. Look at these wicks, guys. These wicks are, that's a 13 handle wick. 20 handle wick. I mean, the wicks alone do the damage. And so it's just just under 10 handles for that wick. So these candles themselves, that's a 29 handle. 29 points. You just have to be on the right side, and it's just, that's why the breaker is really nice, because if you get it on this retracement into the key level here, whether it's this fair value gap or this breaker, the retracement past this tends to be very limited, and if it does go past it, you know almost immediately if you're on side or not, right? So this told us immediately that this whole idea was on side. We were on side. Now that we ran to this sell side all right here, a minor sell side, maybe we come back up into this a little bit deeper. Maybe this time we touch the body of this down close candle, which is the breaker block. Maybe we find resistance there. So we want to see how it interacts with this level and decide if we want to engage with that narrative. My concern, though, is like not knowing which direction we really want to go. We have such a huge gap to the upside, and everybody's probably considering a bearish narrative, that it wouldn't surprise me if we just blow right through this level, close, and that could be an inversion target to the upside. We could take that to this swing high right here. So I see both sides in the narrative of a potential target. I just don't have conviction on one side or the other. So look at there. Look how we came up to that level and it printed 30 handles right away. Those are the types of trades I want to get better at right there. Those, I mean, just that's beautiful. That's the trade. That's it. Did I take it? No. Because we got news coming out in 2 minutes. If we come up to news and we still, even if we wick past this but close below here, I'd be interested in potentially a move lower. All right, so 19 seconds before open or before the news drops, we'll see how it interacts here. and then we'll decide how we want to move forward. I'm liking this idea because we still got sell side to the downside here and London lows, which would be really nice if we could grab it. Can't do anything to the downside right now based on this wick. It already grabbed the liquidity that I wanted. Closed inside this fair value gap. Is this going to act as support? Is February opening price going to act as support? Are we going to move higher or are we going to continue lower? This candle right here would have been really nice if there was no news. All right, so my narrative, my idea, I do want to see lower prices right now, and if we can capitalize on participating in the move lower to London lows, I would be interested in that. I'm interested to see if it can actually come back and just, in ICT's lingo, kiss this level right here, and then start retracing again. So I want to see if it wants to do that or not, or if it's going to run without us here. Little sweep of the low right there. This volume imbalance is my next interest point right there. It's overlapping with this breaker. High, low, higher, high, back into this bigger breaker. Displacement lower. I want to see if it wants to come up and fill that volume imbalance. This can be considered a balanced price range, so we don't have to go past this. So I want to see how it wants to react there. This is where I'll take the trade on here. I I don't like how we're reacting to this sell side right here. Makes me not want to do anything with this right now, in case we want to retrace deeper. I really wanted to see displacement below this first and then come back up to it. But all the bodies are staying above this level here. See, I would have been stopped out immediately if I took that trade right there. We'll see where this body closes. There's that kiss I was talking about right there. Dang it, I was on the wrong contracts here. Let's see if it gives me, let's see what it does here. I'm going to take this short right here. If we can get down to this low 74, 84, 94. All right, so this is off of the breaker, off the fill, the kiss of the February monthly opening price. We have London lows sitting at 67. If it can, let's see if it can sell off here. All right, stopped out on that small account challenge for that breaker. The volatility is just really, really tough in this market. So took a loss on my small account challenge. I still did like that. Oh man, I thought I was gonna go there a second ago. I thought I was gonna go. Hey, T, I'm glad you got something out of that. See, I mean, if we get the drop right now, it just tells me that the volatility is too high. I mean, like, we're on side, just the volatility is extremely high. We tagged 930 price. You see that? Came right up to 930, and now we're selling off. Yeah, high resistance move. Breaker J Money at 10 a.m. I mean, I think, yeah, of course it is. And it's going to run down the direction I wanted. I just didn't have proper stop loss placement. Even though I thought I had a good entry based on this breaker. Because we're probably going to see this expand lower. And this is what I've been dealing with in regards to my small account challenge multiple times, is that I need to become better at my placement, my entry point, because my entry point will determine if I get stopped out or not. Watch, this is going to expand lower. And if it expands lower, I was right on the trade analysis. I just didn't have a proper entry. And that's really where, with this small account challenge, having to stick with a very specific stop loss, it's been definitely more challenging. Yeah, that 930 tag right there just looks really nice. I think what I want to do is... Sorry, guys. Wrong channel. Tariff chop, Tony? What zone is it going to retest there, Harrow? Or excuse me, Patrick. Check the CSD on the 5-minute. That was a nice entry. You can see where it put the stop loss at the high. Yeah, no, this would have been nice at the... right at the 10 o'clock, that order block there, those tests was really nice. I mean, it's definitely going. It's just with this high resistance, we have to wait for those retracements, or you're going to get smacked in your face. I like that tag right there to drop right here. Yeah, everything was, I mean, is looking good. It's just your execution. I mean, this is the level 10 type of execution. Narrative looks great. execution wise, this is, I mean, if you're in a video game, this is level 10 for your entry. This is level 10 on execution. It's tough. Yeah, I'll look into it, retrace into here for sure. I mean, our best entry would be on this 5-minute if we can touch that order block. If we can get right there, if we can get to that right there, that 5-minute OB, that would be interesting. I'm not sure it wants to do that now. And then you also have this inversion right here, overlapping. So if we can get up into here, what is that stop loss? That's a 13 handle, 20 handle stop loss. Yeah, I mean, the battle is trying to figure out when do we switch from high resistance to low resistance, and it just runs without retracing. That's the hard part. So if you miss it, you miss the trade, and you don't want to chase. But I wish I didn't get stopped out on this trade, because this really was the idea. It did reach higher. It reached back up to this breaker right around here in 930 price. Yo, everything, I mean, everything's down there. Midnight opening price. You got a new week opening gap. You got London low. Equal lows, low of day. Order block right here. Looks like it's respecting that order block. We'll see where it closes in 33 seconds. Just swept the hourly candle here. Where's about the 4 hour? What do we got for the 4 hour here? Yeah, I think we're gonna run for this London low. It just makes sense. I just don't know when I can get in, because any retracement's just gonna destroy you. Look at that candle right there, folks. That's what I'm talking about. This is like, you want to go short. You can't go short with that. You just can't. I like this volatility, though. You could do probably a quick scalp for 10 handles. But not now. I mean, I would have gone here. It already swept that high. So I've been watching some ICT stuff. I'm gonna put him on. You guys might hear him. I'm curious and see what he says. I haven't listened to any of his commentary on the Telegram, but I'm gonna see what he has to say. Here's his latest one, which he did 2 minutes ago.
You want to screenshot that? That's what a real-time 20 handle price run looks like.
A real-time 20 handle price run looks like. I have no idea what he's talking about. But look how crazy this is. Yeah, this is... Look at this price action, all in here, compared to this.
Oops. I have 20,000.
I'm going to take a long to this high, see if it will give me that. This high sitting right there. I'm going to sell that for 73 ticks. I'm not going to mess around on holding with volatility like this. I'm just going to do quick scalps. This is all you need is a quick scalp for these. I mean, they're just so large. That's 20 handles in like 5 seconds. That was exactly momentum trading. When you see this, I mean, this is completely different price action compared to what we saw before. This is on purpose. This is clear. This is intentional. So you can take these scalps. You could hold this. I mean, there's so many different ways you could do it, but for me, what I'll do is I saw this level here and this swing high right here. These swing highs. So I'm like, okay, if we start aggressively pushing, I'm going to go long quick just for that extra push to the high. And that's exactly what I did. Now I'm out. I don't care. It can run 1,000 points from here. I mean, I don't want it to. I don't want it to run 1,000 points, but that's fine. we still have this upside. We have the midpoint of this opening range gap sitting right here. We have the midpoint of the new week opening gap sitting right here. So the previous week low looks attractive as far as a target. All right, so he just gave a bunch of other ones. Let's listen to these real quick.
Now that's the snare. So I'm watching now. If we get back above that blue first percent of fair value gap, I want to see does it act as a discounter rate, and then see if we can get above that SIBI that I gave you in chart at 945, and see if it can act as an inversion fair value gap.
Yep. So
looking for 21,000.
So I took that. What he just described there was the inversion fair value gap that I went long based off of. Before he even shared it, it was clear that it was moving. So he's given his own narrative here. Interesting. Yeah, don't do it, Lenu. Don't do it. Just wait. Just wait. Now, admittedly, I wouldn't have taken this trade on my funded account. I closed my funded account after that first win. So I'm currently trading an eval account or multiple eval accounts to see if I can get them passed. So I think I have 7 eval accounts I'm trading or something like that. So it's a little bit different mindset going into this, right? I'm only doing one contract as well. You could also do a funded account and just do a single micro on this type of volatility. That's okay. One micro, it's honestly what you should be doing. A single micro. It allows you that, and affords you the potential of being wrong and not blowing your count. But you can take, and then it removes that fear of loss so that you can say, all right, I see my entry. Let's try it. Let's, instead of letting fear keep me out of it, I'm going to take trades based off a rule-based system. I see my entry, I see my rules, I see my setup. I'm entering no matter what, no matter how I feel, and does it play out or not? If it doesn't play out, then you go to stage 2. Journaling and figuring out what went wrong. Did I have wrong analysis? Was it due to the volatility? Was there news that was coming up? And you journal what just happened so that you can improve based on it. For me, I've seen this so much that I'll take a quick scalp. I won't hold. You'll never see me completely hold through this trade, a trade like this. You just won't see me do it because I've been burned. So I'll take a quick 10 handles and get out. That's what I'll do. Looks like Mexico is good with tariffs. Up next, Canada. They'll be okay. They'll get over it. Like, this would be a potential quick scalp. With this big candle right here, I'm not taking it because the more you do it, you're bound to be wrong. Is like, I liked how we closed above all of this and we have our target right here so close. So that's what I would want to see. So the tariffs, airtime, they're delaying the tariffs for 1 month. I thought they were going into an effect today. JR. Wow, that felt good. So apparently ICT's long right now. He's taking a partial and he's long looking for higher prices. He has his stop loss sitting right beneath here and he's looking for a long. I like this breaker, low, high, lower, low right here. We found support in that. I like the idea of a scalp, but I'm not going to take it. That sounds impulsive, and I'm eliminating impulsive trading. Tariffs were set to begin March. I thought they were February 1st. I thought they were to go into effect like this weekend. Yeah, this should run right here. That's what I would want to see. But how we react to the previous week low is what I'm interested in. Do we find support at this level or do we sweep and run lower? See how it's playing with this level? That tells me that when we go through this level, it's going to be a nice big candle. It's like messing with everybody that wants to go long right now. All right, there's a little sweep right there. So 1 hour Bissy, you mentioned. Yeah, you're correct. We did gap through that. Hourly candle. Order block right here. Interested to see it expand right now. If you guys are appreciating the commentary, hit the like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are using Apex, I have a code DTJ that give you 80% off your Apex account. If you don't use Apex, don't worry about it. No worries. Lastly, I do have a Discord and a day trading course called the Purpose Driven Trader. It's more than just a course. It goes beyond that. It's focused on teaching you to become a profitable trader, but also giving you a kingdom perspective of everything that I believe in as well. So if you're interested in that, you can find that link down in the description called DTJ Academy, and you can check that out there, and would love to see you there. And it also includes the Discord, which we are building a Christian day trading based community there. So I would love to continue to build that with you guys. Let's see how it supports. Does it find support here? Oh, I really want to just click the long button right now. But that's called impulsive. That's the impulsive nature that it's dead to me. It's dead to me. I won't take those types of stuff. Because I see like one signature and price, I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm going long. And it ruins me. Yeah, ICT. Oh, is he commenting again? He just, interesting. If you guys aren't, do you go live via Discord? Esteban, I have once. I want to do more of it. But right now, the community hasn't wanted it as much as I thought they would. So as we continue to grow, there will be for sure more. And one thing that I am planning on doing this year is I want to, I'm going to offer basically 15-minute one-on-one, not sessions, but like Kickstarter guides to help traders get going in their trading, to help guide them through getting a set of rules, guidelines, picking their trading model that they want to focus on, and really giving them some level of accountability to build off into their trading career. So I'm going to do that inside the Discord, and there won't be an extra cost to that. It's just for those inside the community right now because it's a smaller community, and I want to provide as much value and see everybody that's in there have success. I want to see everybody here be successful as well, but Ted, walk away, walk away, walk away. JBass, will that one-on-one private call investment give a structure that can apply towards all investment types? Stocks? No. It's specifically day trading. I am not in it. I'm not a financial advisor in any capacity. My goal is to help establish rules, to protect yourself, to establish a model, to guide yourself in your own trading journey. JBass, all these models work towards, all of ICT's concepts apply to options, stocks, futures. I've seen it work on crypto, but I don't trade crypto. I don't use Top Step, Tony. This was the long in my book right here. This was the long. We have our move lower and an aggressive candle close above this fair value gap, this inversion fair value gap right here. The inversion fair value gap closed. Now, I probably would have been too scared. I didn't take this, obviously. I would have been too scared to take this simply because we have our February price and 930. But you could have taken this for just a quick scalp towards this swing high. Right, sitting right there, which would have gave you 16 handles. You would have had to hold through a little bit of drawdown, which would have been 20 handles of drawdown back into this fair value gap. That's the scariest part to me, is not wanting to do that. If you take appropriate size and you're small enough, let's say you just did 2 or 3 micros, you would have been able to handle that because it would have been within your risk management. For me, my risk management typically is $200. $200, which is 10 handles on a single micro, or for 5 micros, or for a single mini, but on 5 micros, that would be 20 handles. Look at that. This is one of those candles that I'm talking about. You see that? Random question. If your main PC device goes down, do you have a backup device you use to trade on? JBS, just my phone. So my phone right now is not connected to anything. I don't have it. I don't have TradingView up or anything right now. But if my account, which my computer has frozen, thankfully it hasn't frozen while I've been live on stream, but it has frozen and I've had to shut it down before. And thankfully I haven't been in any trades, but if I was in a trade, immediately pulling up it on my phone to either get out of the trade or whatnot. Yeah, because you just need it. You need to have redundancies. You need to have backups just in case something falls through, because it can be nasty. All right, so I have this fair value gap. What's this fair value gap from? That's a 30-second. Let's get rid of that. I don't like that. Yeah, guys, there's nothing I'm taking here. I'm not taking anything long. The only way I may consider taking something long is if we do, in fact, come back down to an order block and in regards to a fair value gap, and I may look at that as a potential entry with a tight stop loss. But I'm so close to passing these 7 accounts that I don't want to get sloppy. I only have like $500 left on these eval accounts, so just being extra cautious. The SPY and the overall market is very choppy. I'm just going back into time and day trading to get more experience with market opens. No overall trades for me today as well. Yeah. I mean, so far I've been doing some back testing on my 930 model, and I've gotten really decent on executing on my 930 model. Which the 930 model, for those that are hearing this, it's something that I share inside of the Purpose-Driven Trader Academy, which is the DTJacademy.com. I share that there, but today was a loss on that. Yeah, I mean, look at this price action. And then when you see this is your no-brainer long. So it looks like just from some of the commentary that I've seen, ICT went long right here. He went long at 9:30. He went long on this candle right here, 1022. Right now, if I had to come up with an idea to take a trade, the only thing I would be interested in is this. Support at previous week low and then a push higher. If we can get that support here, and ideally if it gave us an inversion fair value gap to go long in, that would be of interest. Rebalance that level here. So no fair value gap on the 5-minute. We are in the 11 a.m. macro, so I like the time. I'm going to see if I can get a reaction for a couple of handles right here. All right, going to close that. Could have held it longer, but I just got 10 handles out of that. Reaction from the order block. I'm only interested in scalps. I'm not looking for big moves because as far as what I need to accomplish, I just needed $500 and now I only need like $250. Yeah, $100 more and then I'll pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eval accounts. This looks attractive here, but not going to do it. To me, that's a momentum trade that I've seen fail many times. Impulsive trading. This is the level that I had marked out that I wanted to take on. So that was the idea that I executed on. Personally, just looking for 10 to 20 handle scalps right now. And I'm done on my personal accounts. Funded accounts. This is just eval right now. Majority of the heavy work is done for the day. I'm just seeing if I can get another 10 handles. If I get another 10 handles, 10 handle trade, I'll pass my eval accounts that I'm trading this morning. But outside of that, overall good day. Disappointed in the breaker that I took on my small account challenge that ended up failing because just my stop loss was too tight and the volatility was just too high. But overall, decent day. We'll be back here the rest of the week at 9:30, or excuse me, 9:15, 15 minutes before the market opens. So anybody that's joining, feel free to hop on, come join us, hang out. So we'll be on here for a little bit longer. Just looking for that option to take another trade. I'm not interested in taking another long when it hits this order block. I need to see maybe this one and see how it closes in regards to this previous week low. I'm not interested in taking the inversion to this to the swing low right here. I'm not interested in that. If it closes below, I'm going to let it do its thing. I normally would be interested. I normally in the past would have started seeing this and saying, oh, I'm going to go long here. Grab this low resistance liquidity. Don't do that. I'm not doing that. Main reason is we didn't do a manipulation lower. If we would have had a big candle right here that went lower and then aggressively started moving the other direction, then I would take this. But when we're inside this consolidation right there, like this, from this high to this low, right here, from this candle's high to this candle's low, this is all a price leg. So anything inside this range could literally gyrate up and down and have no rhyme or reason. So when I see consecutive candles in a row, I need to stay away from this. The only way I would have been interested in something like this is if we went something like this. Came down here, whether it's grabbing liquidity or down here and then aggressively started moving this way, that's when this becomes a more probable type of entry where it's not going to just fake you out. Less probability of faking you out. This has a higher probability of faking you out because it never ran lower. It never manipulated. It manipulated us. Think of the market as its goal is to manipulate you. So when you can identify the manipulation, the next move is the move. In most sense, in most cases, not all cases, because I've seen manipulation, and then the move. Double manipulations suck, right? You see a big candle higher, oh, that's the manipulation. Then you see the big candles lower, you're like, oh, apparently this was the manipulation, and then it runs in your direction, in the other direction. So not interested in doing anything with this. All right, T. God bless. Stay safe. We'll see you all again tomorrow. For those of you that don't know, my wife just came back into town over the weekend from a 2-week trip to Africa. She just walked by. I like seeing her in my home. I missed her. Looks like we're getting nothing right now, folks. This is the whole 11 a.m. macro, and we've seen nothing. This is the 11 a.m. candle right now. I think T has it figured out. I think this would be a great place to probably walk away. We're going to see what happens over the next couple candles here. Sorry, I was muted. There's the sweep of the high right there. But no expansion higher, so I'm interested to see what happens. We closed. This could be a rejection block right here. Green day for me, really helpful. Your insight for me is one and done or two small losses and done. See you tomorrow. Really excited about reading your article on X. I already have it open. Awesome. We'll see you. Take care, my friend. Give it a like while you're over there. I do a lot on there, and I think on average I get like 45 people to read it or at least see it. For how big X is and how big of a platform it is, I'm surprised on how very little momentum that channel gets. What's up, Viking? How you doing? How's trading been going? After that sweep, I'm more interested in seeing prices move a little bit lower here. This is the manipulation I'm talking about. All right, so we hit the previous week low, and how do we respond based on this? We swept the high, swept the low, and what's going to happen? We also came into the 15-minute fair value gap right here. 15-minute fair value gap was tagged. Order block was tagged again. Previous week low was tagged. Oh, that stinking candle. I tell you what, that candle, I'm glad I didn't. I did go short prior to that for a breaker, but I got stopped out because of the wicks and all these candles, the high volatility that we're seeing. All right, so sweep lower here. We closed lower inside this fair value gap here. Let's see if we get an inversion right here. With that little sweep as well, I would be more open to taking a short if we close below this fair value gap. Let's see if it gives us a fair value gap here. All right, so it is going to give us a fair value gap. The concern, though, is with all the volatility we've seen, is this could just push through it and hit the high before we ever close. And it may not even do that. Maybe it wants to go lower. We'll see. I think overall, though, I'm bullish, so I don't think I want to take anything to the downside. right now. Honestly, for a downside to happen, I really would need to see a 5-minute change in state of delivery right here. If we get a nail head here or a large wick in a very small body, I'm interested in potentially taking a push higher here. We'll see. We just got to be patient. This isn't what I wanted to see, right? We closed really close to the low and we never actually ran it. Yeah. Okay. Love you. Watching this close here. No close. No close. That sucks. Because we're probably going to move. The rules are we're waiting for the close. We got to wait for the close of the candle, just to protect ourselves from any manipulation. And I've seen it where it closes and then it runs the other way too. So we just got to be careful. It's going to do one of these, huh? All right, stopped out. That's what I was afraid of. I thought we could hit this high here and decided to take that, and it didn't. Didn't work out. So we're going to call that a day here, folks. Not going to push something that's a little volatile. So we'll be back here tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.